justice and
Oh, I need to plug in.
Black Riders Liberation Party, current strugglers for black freedom. Salal, everybody knows. And we're here today for a themed presentation on black history.
Mic check.
Yeah, we're here today for a themed GA on black history and struggle, and we welcome your attention. So, Bilal, you have probably the most familiarity of the people here with the GA. Maybe you want to start it off with some remarks.
As Michael said, we're here for Black History, and Zomar Davis was Black History Month was originally started by Carter G. Woodson. He's famous for a book called The Miseducation of the Negro. It began as Negro History Week. We evolved to what we got now is Black History Month that we're allowed to have. It's the shortest month out of the year. So when they only give us 1 month, we make fun that Black History is made every goddamn day. I'm here to attest to that. Black history is made every damn day. Not in 21 shortest month out of the year. It's like kind of a joke. So anyway, a major part of our history of struggle is what was called the Black Liberation Movement, or the Black Power Movement. And this was a movement that transitioned out of the Civil Rights Movement, the Martin Luther King, the Turn the Other Cheek movement, the it ain't blood be in the street, let it just be our blood movement, right? And the non-violent movement, we said fuck all of that. And my education orientation came out of that as a kid, growing up, until my age. We're growing up in the 60s, being affiliated with the Black Student Union, which was organized with some brothers from Valley College here, some Panther brothers, and we were the first Black Student Union in the United States, high school. We were called the Baby Band. And we fought for Black studies in our curriculum and things like that. And many people made sacrifices, the ultimate sacrifices in that movement. They killed, some are still in prison, they're political prisoners, the prison ward, which this country denies that it has.
Can you push my plug in more? Push the plug in more?
Is in Cuba. She was broken out of prison
The cord,
in
push
prison
it
by the
in.
Black Liberation Army. And she's been in Cuba for this long time, and they're still trying to get her back here. She was in the Black Panther Party in New York. So I'd like to give her back a human.
I heard a noise. We're good. Thanks.
We see pictures of the Black Panther Party carrying shotguns and confronting the police. That was not the Black Panther Party per se. We have a school breakfast programs now in the schools. That was instituted by the Black Panther Party. We have community clinics in the community. That was instituted by the Black Panther Party. Food giveaways and so on have now been institutionalized, and that was a result of the Black Panther Party struggle in the community. We provided what we call survival programs to the people. We cater to the people's real true needs, and we wanted control of our community. But to get how did a person get there? And many of the Panthers, political prisoners, we grew up at the time of the civil rights movements, that every day you saw black people having their civil human rights violated, dogs sicked on them, water hoses put on them, the police beating them down. I'm sure you've seen these images in school and so forth and in books. And we grew up, we were watching this. And something inside of us instinctively says, God, I wouldn't take that. I wouldn't take that. I respect those people putting their lives on the line and that sort of thing, but you can't just take people meeting out violence to me and just taking it. And so we grew up looking at these images, and we became politically conscious in school. I was fortunate to have a family that worked in the civil rights movement. I had some teachers in high school that were very black nationalists, and I became aware of the real problems, the real issues, the real enemies of my folks and everybody in general, basically. So we came up with a commitment that we weren't just going to stand by and allow these things to continue to happen to us. We were the youth. The youth has always been the vanguard of the movement. So we called the movement and set up the lunch counters and integrated the lunch counters. And that term, the movement was born. So we came up with that, and we said we want to be committed in defending ourselves and our people, because we had to start getting a clear understanding of what caused the conditions that were afflicting us. And so we formed groups like the Black Panther Party was one. There were some other groups, different names that you never hear about a lot. And these are people who are committed to fighting injustice by any means necessary. We were not a violent group. People tend to say you're a violent group. Black Panther Party was the Black Panther Party for self-defense. We were defending the community. We were defending the community against police murders, brutality. We were defending the community against policies that afflicted our communities and wasn't in the interest of our communities. And we were willing, as Malcolm said, by any means necessary. So we picked up the gun, and we picked up the gun to end the gun. All right, some people say power goes out the barrel gun, but there's another side to that. So we picked up the gun to defend ourselves because we were being murdered, we were being slaughtered out here, and we said that's no way. We're becoming stinking alive. So with that commitment, we carried on, and we fought, we were jailed, we died for a cause that now that spirit still permeates to this day. It resonates with our youth. It resonated here at the Occupy. So that spirit, that legacy is here. What we need to do is, many have come before us, men and women, all races, all of that have paved a road for us to travel down. I think our obligation now with the Occupy movement, we need to build a vehicle to travel down that road. But then we need to build a bus to travel down that road. But this bus ain't gonna have no fucking back seats. Ain't nobody taking no back seats riding to their liberation. Everybody is gonna be sitting up on the front of this bus, and we have to build that son of a bitch sideways. We are gonna be traveling down that road, and this is the beginning of that, and I'll let someone else speak now. But thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Well spoken.
It's hard to act without that thought, but I just wanted to emphasize what he was talking about Black History Month. It's actually something I despise. I hate the term Black History Month because I celebrate Black history every single day. It's something that I think about all the time. And one of the reasons that I'm here from the Jericho movement because I think it's necessary to connect all the dots. Connect the people in the Occupy movement with the people who fight for freedom for political prisoners and also prisoners of war. And what I like to emphasize, the reason why there are so many political prisoners and prisoners of war in this country is because in 1971, in Media, Pennsylvania, they discovered some files. Some people burglarized the FBI office, and they discovered some files called the COINTELPRO papers. What the COINTELPRO papers did talk about the plan that the government had to destroy the Black liberation movement. And they didn't just attack the Black liberation movement; they attacked all the movements. They attacked people from Socialist Workers Party. They attacked people from all the different organizations. And I just remember being a member of the Chicago chapter of the Black Panther Party, and we would get calls, almost daily calls from Socialist Workers Party and Young Socialist Workers Party. They would call us up on the phone, and they would say, help, they're attacking us. And you can hear people physically destroying and beating up people. And there was that process of the COINTEL program. So there were 28 Panthers who were murdered by this program. And I'm not a person who glorifies, hi, how you doing? I'm not a person who glorifies violence. I don't believe that violence is something that
We should go take their picture.
and I don't think it's a romantic thing. But,
The cop at the top of the
when you have the
stairs
people
is
being
taking our
murdered and
pictures.
slaughtered, sometimes you put your hand up and say, hold it, wait a minute. I think every person, every creature on this planet has a right to self-defense. And so in the response to the murder and attack on the Black Panther Party and other groups in the Black Liberation Movement, some people, like this brother said, they picked up arms in self-defense. And a
a lot of those brothers are still locked up right now. I can name names. One of them is Sundiata of Poland, who's a Sada Shakur's Rafi. Another one is Jaleel Anthony Bottoms. Herman Bell, his co-defendant. Abdul Majid. They're brothers who've been locked up almost 40 years. Some of them, Eddie Conway has been locked up 43 years. Jermaine Fitzgerald has been locked up 43 years. And the reason why they're locked up is because there's been a disconnect between the dots haven't been connected. All the people who've been working in one movement haven't been supporting the people in another, and that's why it's so necessary to connect the dots and everybody support each other. So that's the only way we can keep them from continuing with other programs. And one of the things I want to do is I want to open this up to questions. I like to do question and answer. I don't like to speak to people because I believe everybody has something, important. And if I'm here and I don't answer a question that somebody has, then there's no reason for me to be here. So does anybody have any questions about the Black Panther Party? About I beg your pardon? Mumia?
Is he part of your?
Mumia was a part of John Africa's movement. Um, but Mumia was a former member of the Black Panther Party, and that's one of the reasons why he was attacked, because he was brilliant. At 15 years old, he was the Minister of Information for the Black Panther Party. Can you imagine that? 15 years old. That's like Fred Hampton in Chicago. And I heard Fred Hampton Jr. was out here a couple of weeks ago. His father was murdered in his bed at 21 years old. Can you imagine a man so dangerous at 21 years old? The police would cut the window in his apartment and shoot him in his head at 21 years old. And yeah. Go ahead. Any more questions?
One of the things I want to say is I think a lot of younger activists don't know and appreciate what we've learned from the Panthers. What we just saw, these guys taking pictures of us and us taking pictures right back. That idea that somebody's going to watch these folks is something that I'm really appreciative of, because I think that was the first movement to really bring that out. Like, we got to watch these people. They're not out here to protect us. They're out here to do their own thing.
I think I like what Balil talked about, talking about the Black Panther Party, because I thought it was really, really important. It's something that I like to emphasize all the time. Because like a lot of people like to focus on the violence. The violence was caused by the government attacking the Black Panther Party. What the Black Panther Party was about the Breakfast for Children's program, and it was about the free clothing program, it was about the free health clinics. And that's why the Black Panther Party was attacked, because the Black Panther Party was able to connect with the people. And so that's why it's important when you organize. You can come up with a whole lot of esoteric ideas, but when you organize, it's important when you talk to people, to find out what it is that they want to change and what it is they're willing to fight for to change. Because that is how the Black Panther Party was able to move forward. They had what they call